Well, it appears that there's a particular player that Coach Brent Venables has gotten a little bit more excited about than I guess we could possibly say we expected. But this player has done so much that now BV wants to see him more on the field. Talked about it on the radio show recently on KREF during the coaches show. And the excitement around this individual should have your mouth watering as well as a Sooner fan. So let's dive into this. We're going to break down what Coach Brent Venables said. First, let's actually watch and see what Coach BV said about this player. And then we're going to talk about why that's such a big and important point for y'all to pay attention to for the rest of the season. Let's roll the tape.
Well, I was on the plane and I'm watching some of the game. You got, your computer and you're watching the game. And, man, I paused it and I'm like, I go find Coach Chavis and I'm like, hey, PJ's got to play more. And he said, Coach, he played 23 snaps, and he played the second most snaps of any of the guys. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So he did play more. I just wanted more than that.
So, yes, the person he's talking about is PJ Adebawore, freshman, 5-star plus out of Kansas City. And if you've been a viewer of this show for a while, this channel for a while, I've had high praise of PJ Adebawore. And my expectation is that he's going to get a starting spot somewhere during the season just because of how freakishly athletic he is. So let's dive into that and break it down. But before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thanks for pulling up to the channel. Let's dive into what PJ's doing as a freshman for the Sooners. And a statistic that popped up from Locked On Sooners, they posted this number, and you got to stick around to look at this, because when I saw the statistic that really jumps out about what PJ's doing, I was actually a little shocked during the Cincinnati game. And so let's talk at his stats, and we're going to go over this number that Locked On Sooners had posted or whatnot. So far this season, PJ has got himself 4 total tackles, 3 solo, 1 assist, 2.5 tackles for loss, totaling about 12 yards lost. And he got his first sack against Tulsa, which was a 10-yard sack. And it's funny, I was reading an article on 24/7, and they were talking about how Coach Chavis ran over and hugged PJ immediately afterwards, in excitement. And PJ was talking about Coach was excited because he was there from the beginning, and it was huge for PJ to get his first sack as a freshman. And now think about this. True freshman edge out here causing havoc, and every time you see him on the television screen, you recognize just how good he is, right? He's not one of those players that he's out there in the field and you don't recognize. No, he instantly makes an impact. And because of that, BV mentioned watching that film on the airplane, he thought about it and said, hey, Chavis, can we get him more snaps? And the funny thing is, he was the second highest snap person in the game. He's so good that even though we saw a lot of them, we want more. And granted, I expect to see a lot more of PJ, because the fact that he's been able to come out here, 2.5 sacks against Tulsa and make that quick of an impact. And then you saw the play against Cincinnati where he basically had Emory Jones. The good thing for Emory is how strong of a player he is, how big of a guy he is. It's tough to bring him down immediately. And what PJ did was give that man the business. He was working those edges and those tackles, and being an edge like he is, man, he's going to be something special. And so when I was looking through this, our guys over at Locked On Sooners dropped this graphic. And let's look at this number real quick. This is something for you to check out. PJ has a 20.8% win rate, and this is a minimum of 31 snaps. Number 1 on OU, as well as number 3 ranked in the Big 12. That's huge. That's a massive move for a guy. That's a true freshman. Like, he's wrecking havoc right now. And I know a lot of you have been excited about seeing him, but did you imagine that he was going to come in as a freshman and do those numbers? I mean, I know I did. I kind of made mention. I thought that the way that we were revamping this Sooner roster, that PJ had the opportunity to walk in, take somebody's job. I mean, well, not really take, rotate in more on that edge and become a cornerstone for this team for the next 3 years. PJ is a first-round draft pick potential. I've always compared him to Javon Curse. That's the one player I see when I see him. Freakishly athletic, long. I mean, he's 6 foot, 4, 5. He has a 7 foot wingspan. Huge hands. He's built to go out there, and he's fast for his size. And so when you see him, how mammoth of a human being he is at 240 plus pounds, you wonder if he gets any bigger, how much scary is he going to be? But at the same time, at his size, he's already terrifying. So do you need him to really get bigger? You more so want him to continue to do what he's doing and just make the magic happen. And so as I watched him play and I watched him go defensively, I had told a buddy of mine, I said, hey, man, don't be shocked if this man takes somebody's job, if he ends up being forced into the rotation, similar to the conversations we had about Peyton Bowen. That's how good of a player Peyton Bowen is, as well as a freshman. And so Oklahoma is recruiting at such a high level. Look at this top 10 class / top 5 class through rivals that we're going to be bringing in next season. Man, the talent is just jumping off the page. You're going to see players that we cannot keep off the field going into next season. And we're already seeing it this year. But seeing that win rate at 28% is huge. That's something that tells us that Coach BV is doing exactly what we needed him to do. He's instilling a defense. He's getting those players we need. Coach Chavis deserves a raise. We start talking bad about these defensive line coaches because they're bringing in the players that we need to have. And as you see how athletic they are and they go through the Schmitty, get Schmitty built in the Schmitty regime and grow, y'all going to have fun. So that right there, that's what BV is saying. This is the player that BV wants to see more of. Our guy, PJ Adebawore. Hop in the comments. Let me know. What's your thoughts? Y'all want to see more PJ? Y'all think that PJ deserves more time? Because as hard of a worker as he is, you know that he's working hard to earn it. He doesn't want to be given to him. He wants to earn it. With the numbers he's doing, good chance that he's going to get that. If you made it this far and you like the content, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We'd love to have you join the family. Talking a whole bunch of college football here and of course, Sooner football, and we would love for you to join the family. So, YouTube says watch one of these videos. Highly recommend it. We're continuously talking about this defense because it's mind-blowing what they're doing. With that, we'll chop it up soon. Peace.